Hello, my little twinkle babies. It's me, I'm here, and I'm going to be giving you some readings for your signs as it comes, starting today, June 8th, for the two-week period up until Gemini season finishes around the 21st. So, first of all, with Aries, let me tell you, because we have Saturn retrograde right now as well as Mercury. It's retrograding in your 11th house, which means you need to reassess some of the boundaries you have with your friends and your acquaintances. Are you giving too much, or are you the one that's taking too much? Well, I'm sure there's going to be cats walking back and forth. But wait, that's trash. No, actually, it's not trash. It's a box and a bag with clothing that I no longer need, which is another thing. Even though we normally associate Pluto with waste and refuse and recycling, I have a whole bunch of stuff here in my lovely background. I didn't even turn my plug-in fireplace on. But now is a time for, when Saturn is retro, is a time to reassess and get trash, turn it into some treasure. Sell it. I'm donating this stuff. Trash day was today, like actual trash day, and that's always a hassle here. Oh, but poor Aries, it's all about you, actually, and it is all about you, because I love my Aries people. Aries bitches are the best. They're ride or die. My Aries chick friends, I will not trade. I wouldn't trade any of my friends. What the hell? So what we're seeing now is you're sort of imbalanced, and you feel like you're scattered everywhere. And I feel like... Hi, this is Estrella. Estrella, Mozambique. Beaky. Mommy's working. I feel like your friends and your connections are your actual social networks of people, not just Facebook, and which is what my mom calls the entire internet. You're not going to put it on Facebook, are you? But no, your connections are somewhat stressed. You may have feelings of obligations of people that you were supposed to introduce to other people, networking, and you just need to focus, center yourself, agree to disagree with yourself. Aries is naturally in a state of, their comfort zone is energy, is action. What Virgos might have an anxiety attack over is what Aries wakes up for in the morning. Right now, you have to choose. You're a leader. And this actually might have something to do with, it is Pride Month, and I'm seeing a male in here that is Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. He's an air sign. May or may not wear glasses. And you may end up being involved in something with this person that has to do with human rights or standing up for somebody that you wouldn't have normally stood up for when you were younger. But other than that, for Aries, start sowing your seeds for the bigger deals ahead. If you're thinking about going to school, but you're not thinking about it right this second, start looking at where and what exact courses you'd like to study. And I often call it, I made up it actually is in the Urban Dictionary now too, it's so cool. I made up a word for when the people, it started on social media, the people that are just dragging me down, or I'd see them on my feed and just think, I started to cut them off my list, and I felt so much better, and so I was referring that to as a frenema. So you may want to give yourself a frenema, Aries, and just cut off any of these extraneous hangers-on who aren't, doing that whole thing that's leading you to live your best life and be your best self. Hi, Mimi. Well, Taurus, with Saturn's retrograde affecting your 10th house, there's actually a promotion possible. And I want to say something that would be going towards the south or west. And it's something that you've prayed for, even if you don't believe in prayer per se or manifestations. It's something your heart wants, even though your head may have said, oh, I can't do that. That's not going to happen. I'm not qualified enough, or I don't have the time. Now is going to be that time, around the 18th or so. There will be an opportunity that I see opening up for you, Taurus, and it's very just out of the clouds almost. And I keep seeing something with weddings and travel, and something about you being part of a wedding, not necessarily being the bride or groom, but being part of a wedding where a lot of people from your family are coming together that can also help you connect with career. Someone who is missing, I want to say a cousin, someone who's been missing from your life that you grew up with will be coming back in, but you have to be wary of this person because they're still going through some issues, and I want to say they might have had some substance abuse problems in the past, but you still have a past together where you grew up, and this person will be reconnecting into your life. I know I said this was only going to be for Gemini season, but that one comes through all the way through the retrograde season of Saturn, which ends in October. You may not be getting what you wished, but you have to act on what you wish. And there's also the possibility of a pregnancy, and I don't think it's your child so much as someone in your very intimate circle. And it's not somebody, I don't believe, who is planning on getting pregnant, but it's not going to be bad news either. It's never bad news when there's a new soul. All right, Gemini. I live with one of you, and that's my moon sign, and Geminis are never boring. I've never been bored in my life. I wish for the luxury of boredom, I tell you. All right, there could be some conflict, a no longer meeting of the minds that you used to have with a male friend. Fire sign, he's an Aries, he's a Leo, he's a Taurus. I want to say he seems more Leonine. He's selfish. He's been taking advantage of, and this could be a she too, but it would be a more masculine, traditionally masculine, pronouns to everyone, you know. Somebody that, I almost want to say soft butch if she's gay, but it seems like a guy friend that's just been, somebody that's kind of been like shitting on you, Gemini. You know, they're just like, you know, you do stuff for them, they do stuff for you, is how, you do stuff for each other is how friendship would give and take. But this has been more take also. There's been a lot of takers around lately, and this eclipse season will be shaking some of that up. So other than that, you also will reconnect with somebody from probably, I would say, maybe 7 to 8 years ago, and that will be something that can lead you to some more opportunities as far as making money, but at the same time, you have to really more focus on what you're investing in ideology-wise. What do you believe in? What has changed about your system of values? What would you have fought for in the past that you're quiet about now? What have you been quiet about in the past that you would never stand for silently now? Reevaluate that sort of thing, and that'll help the frenema of your section. And he's just immature. I don't think he's malicious in it, but this is just a friend that's not acting like much of a friend. And for Cancer, this retrograde Saturn brings a lot of 8th house issues up, other people's money, joint investments, insurance. Make sure your car insurance is up to date, Cancers, because it doesn't have to be your fault. There's a lot of assholes on the road. you're also feeling like your moods are not in balance. Normally, Cancers is, born in the summer. They like being in the summer. They like the summer as opposed to the winter. They usually get the winter blues. But right now, you might want to check on yourself for a little bit of mood of the summertime sadness, as Lana Del Rey says, because there could be some irritability and crabbiness for Cancer. You may want to be connecting with a grandparent or an ancestor as well if you're doing your prayers or your meditations, aiming towards that. Yeah, there's a message from a male ancestor that's passed on who will be watching out for you more than usual this season. Don't get into stupid conflicts. Pick your battles. Is this the hill you want to die on, Cancer? It seems like people are definitely going to be getting on your nerves right as Gemini season is winding down. It's just going to be like, really, bro? But don't over crab, because you might end up burning some bridges. Although some crabs I know build bridges just to burn them. Yeah, there could be some shakeup with your health too if you're not careful. I don't dispense medical advice. I'm for entertainment purposes only. Well, I'm not, but this is. And there's a female that, strangely, specifically somebody who's watching this video, I get the name, I'm supposed to tell them Kelly. Fairer featured, higher cheekbones. And when I say fairer featured, I mean I'm seeing someone that, if this is a person of color, light-skinned, Pisces, or another Cancer. I don't believe this is a Scorpio in this particular moment, but this is someone who's going to be in your life, and more as the summer progresses, that you might actually end up rescuing them in the beginning, but they're going to rescue you, and you can actually build a very lifelong friendship out of it in time. But what you really need to address is for those Cancers who are not in actual relationships, or if they're in some sort of limbo relationship where the person won't shit or get off the pot about commitment, let yourself grieve on it. Let yourself be upset about that, because that might actually, your relationship issues may be underneath, or lack of relationship issue may be underneath your crabby irritability this season. And it's supposedly, at least in the States, we're supposed to have a hot summer, a very hot summer, and that always adds to irritability. So we don't need any steamed crustaceans rolling around on the beach. So Cancer, buck up, deal with your emotions. And I know they say that Scorpios tend to be the ones who hold on to everything and want revenge, or will sneak attack someone that was an enemy that betrayed them. But I found more Cancers are like that than most evolved Scorpios that I've known. Just saying, my line of experience, not sign bashing. For Leo, relationships, contracts, teachers and parents are featured in, as far as what have you learned, who have you learned to trust, who can you show up in public with, is what I get in my, and who can show up with you. Is there something that you've been doing that seems embarrassing or shameful or just inappropriate that other people might not want to be publicly affiliated with you? Or is there someone in your life that you used to be close to who is now kind of and you may need to examine that and revisit what you've signed your name to, along with what you've signed up with other people for. I'm not just talking about like a marriage contract, but anything that even a club you've joined. Just be aware of who you're putting yourself out there with, because it's your reputation and it's hard to rebuild if something goes awry. Now, for Virgo, we've got a lot of sixth house issues, paying your debts, making sure that you maintain yourself, like maintenance, like as if your body is a car. I always look at the sixth house that way. It's a terrible way to look at it. Don't do it. But I do it. And I just, go to the dentist. Make sure you have a checkup. Make sure you get your vaccinations. Just make sure you're maintained, because your body is the only one you've got in this lifetime. So when you're stressed out and you're worrying and you're not getting enough sleep or enough hydration, then it's going to spaz out and short circuit and everything will go haywire and it'll suck. So Virgo, it's the house that you rule. So be mostly fiscally somewhere there was ginger ale. What the hell did I do with my ginger ale? I know, I just had a meltdown because I don't have my ginger ale. Son of a vagina, which is every son, unless it's a C-section. But what did I do? I just had a ginger ale, a brand new ginger ale, and this makes me mad because I'm so thirsty all of a sudden. Let's see, what else is there around here I can drink? Oxygen, no. Saline, no, that's not going to work. I'm just going to finish this for Virgo. So saving your money, squaring off your debts. Don't take on any new debts. Don't try to be very wary about any of these rebuild your credit kind of things if you're trying to do that. Hi, Beaky. And other than that, luck will be in your favor. It seems like there's Virgos who want to hear about romance stuff, and I'm not getting anything right now for this very moment about romance for you. For Libras, fifth house, I need that ginger ale. I mean, I might die right here, right before it starts pouring, if I don't drink that ginger ale. Watch your vices. Are you drinking too much? Are you partying too much? Are you staying up too late? Pay attention to this. There could be some serious combustion and drama in your relationship if you're not on the same page as your partner, and you need to do that. It seems like there's a lot of Libras who are in relationships that it's very good for them creatively. It's inspiring for them artistically and productivity wise, but there's tension. However, you just can't let this person go. So be aware of that, and possibly you might be taking in a new pet. No, that doesn't mean I'm giving you anywhere, Estrella. The beak. For Scorpio, you're guarded right now. You know you've been screwing around in some areas. You've not been listening to your higher self. Unless your self is getting high, and even then you're not listening. You're screwing around a little bit when you know you're better than that. You know you're better than what you've been living, and it's getting to a point where you might be called on the carpet to answer for yourself. So do it for yourself first, and seriously, sit down with yourself. Do you really like what you see? You can change the direction your life is going in. There will be a female friend that will be coming in, female energy, may even be a professional relationship you have with someone, but it's friendly, and I get a feeling of a Capricorn, but it's a fiery Capricorn. It's somebody that's a firecracker goat type, and she's gonna be somebody that's like a good. I guess I get a Capricorn vibe because Scorpios and Capricorns usually do well together. There's a bee up Mimi's butthole. They usually do well. I'm just kidding. They do well together with their humor and their observations on life. And it's a male who's either a Scorpio himself or Scorpio looking with the deep set eyes, the full lips, intense, who is actually going to be good for you to have around you. And I get the artisan teacher, but there might be some legal business going on that you need to avoid. And if you already are in it, learn from what you've had to learn from, but don't be a martyr about it either. For Sagittarius, your stuff, your things, your actual belongings, keep an extra guard on your stuff. Make sure that things can be, are locked up, that you have your phone backed up, stuff like this, communication related things, your laptop, it's not just because it's Mercury retrograde, but it's just something that's going on specifically to you, Sagittarians. You may be contacting an old flame, and it may not be that you're seeking them out, but you just run across each other somewhere on the interwebs or in public, and you're reconnecting. And there's some difficulty with your parents or a family member that is in a role in charge of how you're viewed, as if you're a child, even if you're not a child anymore. But it's a temporary thing. It's just you have to take care of each other is what I'm supposed to tell you. And I know I'm going to probably sound like your grandma here, but pray, meditate, manifest, be grateful, practice gratitude journaling, because you have a lot that has been given to you. We all do. And that will help you to center yourself and to continue in abundance. For Capricorn, who are you giving your money to? What are you giving your money to that you're not entirely comfortable with? I feel like you need to have a conversation with somebody, that there's a friend that when you're together, you end up spending more than you do together. Like you'll cover their cost because they forgot their wallet, or they're going through a rough patch and you might be overdoing it. And there's a point where you need to tell Junior to do some chores if he wants an allowance, so to speak. Relationship-wise, you seem to be very much appreciated, but you might be holding back a little bit emotionally. You might think about fixing up the earth areas around your home. If you haven't been sleeping well and you've been feeling somewhat stuck, some of it has been overthinking a love-related issue, but if you haven't been, then earth yourself. Seriously, go get some potted plants, besides the ones you probably already have if you're a Capricorn. And if you have a yard, if you have the luxury of a yard, utilize it. Now, for Aquarius, take care of your body. It's sort of like what I was saying to Virgo. Take care of your mind. If you have some traumas you need to work through, don't be afraid to talk to a therapist. You'll be meeting some people that will be beneficial to you, but you want to be in your best shape. Make sure you go to the dentist, go to the doctor. If there's something that's just bothering you a little bit, but longer than a little bit, take care of it, because those little bit things, as you get older, they don't go away. They just get bigger and they suck. So do that. I see another Aquarius or Gemini that would be possibly partnering with you on something, it's a project, and it's it has to do with something e-commerce, something on the web, that you might even be YouTubing with a friend that's one of these signs, or has the traits of these signs. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's something where you're going online, and maybe a podcast or something that you're considering doing with a friend that you really should consider actually doing it. Don't just consider considering it, do it. And don't let stagnation get you, because you've been doing that lately. You've been lazy about stuff or indecisive, and it's not really good for you. Forward, momentum, even though we're in a retro period where we're supposed to go back to what worked for us in the past, what our best skills are, what we know we're good at the same time, you still have to keep trudging forward. If you're going through hell, keep going. I always like to quote Scorpio General Patton, because that's one of my favorite quotes. And for Pisces, are you taking on somebody else's guilt again? Feel like there's a lot of loneliness going on right now. You could be making yourself sick if you don't actually address your feelings with the same respect that you treat other people's feelings. You've sort of been martyring yourself. You've been a bit of a doormat to some people, and no bueno. Don't do it. Don't do it anymore. If you want to be alone because you want to be alone and you don't want to be with someone who's a jerk, then that's a good reason to be alone. It's always better to be alone for the right reasons than with somebody for the wrong. But you're lonely right now, and you're feeling a little bit powerless. Be careful of any of those Pisces, 12th housey addiction type things that can happen. No escapism. You will be coming out of that period, but hello. It seems like you need a challenge, and part of that, want to say, will come around the 7th of July. But right now, you're not in a place where your logic and your emotion are on even footing. You're just like all emotion, or you're all overthinking yourself, kind of cutting yourself away from people. And if there's somebody that you were talking to that seemed to feel a spark of sorts, don't be opposed to just being friends with them. And if you don't feel ready for anything else, or if they seem to be in a situation where they're in a relationship or something, but it seems like you're denying yourself just really like good things, to just regular life things. And you don't need to do that, Pisces. You know, enough people crap on the Pisces. You don't have to crap on yourself. And in closing, I would suggest that when Gemini season is over, you may want to rearrange your room, everyone, not just Pisces, and change your perspective. And I wonder what happened to my ginger ale. Pack up stuff that you're not using anymore, donate it. If it's taking up space and you can't be donated or recycled, throw it away. Lots of stuff holds on to energy, and it creates stagnation. You don't need that. We don't need that. Who is that? That's Jacquelina. Ooh, ballerina. How I love my little ballerina. Do 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 do. Your butthole looks like Lunchables baloney. Anyway, so that is my forecast for the time until Gemini is over. Sorry, Jacquelina. And I'll see you next time. Take care, and look me up on Instagram, my other social medias, Astrology Pepper on Twitter, and what is it? I'm Planet Ahead Astrology on Instagram, or Insomniacs or Cats. All right, have a great week.